why I hate Samuel, my older sibling, a male sibling from a different father. Why I hate Samuel and why I wish death on Samuel, older sibling, male from a different father. Maybe also his mother might be my aunt. Samuel has cost us so much. And I've looked at it. I've looked at the influencers and the racial reasons behind Samuel's campaign of evil against me. African American society, the African American men specifically, have a lot to do with Samuel's behavior. So Samuel has such bad karma, it's like he's got a cloud hanging over him. But the cloud is made of bricks, waiting to drop and crush him gradually. But he can evade that by passing that on so that his descendants inherit his terrible karma, like tons of bricks hovering over him. So if I, let's say, had an honorable duel, and let's say I killed Samuel and chopped his head off with a sword, that would be a good reason to dance. And, there's a little bit of sadness in there, but mostly it would be a good reason to celebrate. Because Samuel has such terrible karma, he's cost all of us so much by his ambition to be equal to his brother, myself. My father is Stephen, and my mother might be Sarah, the sister of who I thought was my mother. Sarah might be my mother. So if I killed Samuel, hypothetically, if I honorably killed Samuel in a honorable duel that was formal and regulated by a judiciary official, and everything was fair and square, and let's say I had good legs and good arms and good skill with a sword, it's all hypothetical. Let's say I chopped off Samuel's head. That would be reason to celebrate. Maybe wait until his brain dies of the brain. Wait till his brain dies until he's non-responsive before the celebrating begins. But see, there's like his terrible karma. He's an evil scoundrel, Samuel. He's a parasitic evil scoundrel. He has such terrible karma. It's like tons of bricks. It's like a cloud, a big shadow over him. But the cloud over him is made of tons of bricks that are gradually descending. Not fast enough. They should crush him to death, because that way his descendants would not have to inherit the terrible karma that Samuel has generated by causing so much damage and so much loss of life expectancy with his deception. Now, my father has had some terrible karma himself. He was jealous of me, and he was, but you know what? My father is much more of an accomplished man than Samuel. And so my father was, he suffered. In fact, he suffered because of my mother's decision to get pregnant and give birth to a child from a different father. My father suffered because of that. So did I, a lot. The heaviness of this burden, he's the most horrible sibling you can imagine, the most disloyal and the most persistently evil saboteur and deceiver, malicious deception, just the most destructive and selfish and malicious, not only selfish, maliciously destructive for the sake of being destructive, to feel powerful. He's evil. So his karma is so bad. Now my father, imagine my father's agony. Let's say that I had a lot of breeding partners beginning from a very young age. So it was like I was stealing the wives out of my father's harem, stealing his wives. And that's the story, that's the suggestion, is that I inherited his wives long before he died, because he was killing himself and he was starving all of us. My father was going crazy from starvation. So my father was like killing himself on a crucifix of starvation. he was starving all of us, and he was starving himself, and he was just like really emotionally wounded, and he was starving all of us and starving himself as well. So my father was suffering terribly. But what was Samuel's excuse? He was not a great man who was brought down from greatness and made jealous by a conspiracy of women on behalf of me. Samuel never had all that. He just thought, I'm great, I'm entitled, somebody thinks I'm special. I don't know where he got that from. Where did he get to the idea that he was so great? Samuel is just, okay, so Samuel is such a scoundrel, such a parasite that he would want to deceive everyone about me and crush me, destroying my health and costing me like decades, like 20 years of life expectancy cost from my life expectancy reduced by 20 to 25 years because of Samuel. Didn't want to be honest and didn't want to be like a normal sibling and say, hey, people are talking about you. Maybe you should say something. Here's what they're saying. No, he didn't. He concealed that for decades. And my life expectancy, I was suffering from sabotage and hostility. All my enemies, the male competitors who are jealous of me, were all emboldened by the fact that Samuel wouldn't tell me anything to give me the information I needed to clear my reputation. So I was ready to be a strong leader like 25 years ago, like 30 years ago. I was like ready to be really a strong leader, and I was gaining strength rapidly, but they organized, and then someone was appointed to injure my ankle in a game of basketball, and it destroyed my metabolism. And then Samuel was destroying my reputation, and everybody was turning their backs on me for 10 years, for 20 years, for 25 years. The damage is incalculable what Samuel has done. So it would not be regrettable at all if Samuel was dead today. And that's not a threat, because it's just a death wish is not equivalent to a threat. It would be counterproductive to actually murder him. But that's what he deserves, is to be deprived of the second half of his life, because he's stolen so much during the first half of his life. The damage is incalculable. He can never repay the damage that he's caused. So if in an honorable context, like an honorable duel, hypothetically, I shot his head off with a pistol, and it was a fair, legal, formal, honorable duel, and I killed him, that's what he deserves. And that would also be, I would be protecting my nephew. My nephew would be like, yeah, you killed my father. And I was, whoa, slow down. He had such bad karma, that would have been your inheritance. And he skates. He always gets away with it. So if Samuel manages to survive and he doesn't get tortured severely, and if Samuel doesn't lose like 25 years of life expectancy and get hobbled and deprived and all the forms of deprival and suffering and humiliation, it's impossible to achieve that. You'd have to kill him. You'd have to cut his legs off. You'd have to cut his legs off and have him get raped by an animal to give him as much suffering. That would be overkill. So I thought maybe something that's not quite an animal should rape Samuel. Samuel should be contaminated by that because of the damage he did to my reputation. So anyway, so if let's say I had a duel with Samuel, I shot Samuel's head off with a pistol in a duel, and it was honorable and fair and everything, and then my nephew says, you killed my father. And then I would say, slow down. I can't explain this now. I'm going to have to leave you a while to let you, you're going to have to be gradually informed of how evil your father was. I mean, if I killed Samuel, I would be protecting his descendants, because Samuel's karma is so bad. It's like tons of bricks, because that's what the life expectancy he stole. He stole from my mother. He stole from his mother. He stole from my father. He stole from my sister. He stole all of our life expectancy by destroying my leadership with his lies, with his deception and his, I think he's probably a beast fag. I think it's possible. Yeah, he could have said something. Paul, this is what people are saying about you. The jealous men in a conspiracy wanted to say that about me so that they could steal and steal and steal and steal for my prestige, for my social credit, and crush the life out of me for like 30 years. Oh, if I killed Samuel, that would be a great, in a legal context that was honorable and fair and a dual hypothetical. It's not going to happen, but it seems like there will never be justice that will ever touch Samuel Gaskin. Justice will never touch Samuel Gaskin, but what he deserves is to be raped by a gorilla and then have his, well, first break Samuel's legs with a hammer to destroy it and destroy his mobility so that his metabolism slows down drastically. Like pulverize his legs and ankle with a hammer so that and then make sure that his tendons on his outside of his legs are severed by the blows of the hammer, detaching his tendons so that or deprive him of surgery to repair his legs so that he can't walk far and he can't run and he's like completely hobbled and destroyed, so his metabolism slows down a lot. And then all of the terrible things that were done to me, it would take a lot to bring him down that far, and then have him get raped by gorillas on camera to take away from his masculinity. And sorry to involve gorillas in a negative context, but Samuel should be raped by gorillas regularly, and maybe arguably, well, chimpanzees too, obviously, to bring down his make him, and then make him into a transgender, really bring him down. And then, but if that's not even possible to achieve all that, because it was after the lights are turned on and everybody sees what's been happening, all the conspiracies just are instantly frozen and disengaged and dissipated. So there's no conspiracy. See, I don't work with conspiracies. I work with revealing the reality of things. And sometimes conspiracies benefit me, where women are protecting justice, and women's conspiracies have benefited me. But the men's conspiracies, that's for Samuel. And it's the men who are cognitively less gifted and less productive who are conspiring behind Samuel. So anyway, he's terribly evil. And it's just, it's really hard to describe how evil and how bad Samuel's karma is. He'll never suffer enough. All right, that's enough for this video.